it's hard to put in words, because if you're in youth soccer, it's what you work for, to be at the pinnacle of youth soccer and to be able to lift the oldest trophy in the country. It brought tears to my eyes watching the families and the players enjoy what they've invested in for years.
I don't know, it's an experience that, you know, I've never experienced before, and it's been fantastic because it was the first time that I felt it. And again, I still think a lot of credit needs to go to Jeremy Harkins, because he's the one that, you know, was with the group all year, you know, with a lot of the successes. And I was fortunate enough to be here and on staff, and, you know, he gave me the opportunity, which was, you know, awesome. Well, I think it's, you know, started a trend here with these guys that, you know, not winning one, you know, in your youth career is amazing, but to do it twice in a row and do it 3 times in a row with the birth year change, it's amazing how they're able to do it for 3 years in a row. And the accomplishments that these kids are going to have and going forward is, I mean, they've proved that I don't think there's a ceiling for this group.
When we first started our first year at Nationals, we would have never thought we'd make it this far, and to think that we could do it again and again and again, it's absolutely amazing.
This team has been together since they were about 9 or 10, and this has been years in the making. Every year has been planned for these boys to achieve, you know, a specific goal.
It really means a lot to me. Best coach in the country right here. Best friends, these are going to be my friends for life, and truly, I can't even put into words what it means. It's truly unbelievable.
The ODP Thanksgiving Interregional is a really important event for our players because it's an opportunity for them to compete in a representative format.
To be able to play against different players from different parts of the country, kind of the best of the best from the 4 regions coming to one environment, and to be able to train and play over the course of a week is really like no other event across the country.
My experience here at ODP has been phenomenal. The environment's different. It's definitely elevated competition, excellent coaching staff.
This ODP event, I think, is critical to a lot of the careers of the young ladies that have a chance to come and play, because some of them won't have had this experience of an elite level like this. And so for them to be put under pressure, to know that there's college scouts, to know that they're playing against other elite teams, I think it gives them kind of this sense of what's coming next in their life.
It's really exciting coming and playing in front of a bunch of college coaches, because you don't really get that at a club team.
I think it allows them to prepare for the next level, whether that be for some of them, lucky ones going on to national teams, or others going on for college.
It's totally humbling to be playing around such elite level athletes, especially playing against and with people from all around the country, and getting to know their different styles of play and getting challenged every day. It makes you grow as a player, but it also gives you respect for other players out there, and also gives you a sense of the level of intensity and the level of quality out there, so you know how to push yourself to become greater.
And so this really gives them a real life experience that they don't get otherwise when they're with their regular club teams and playing in their local leagues.
I love coming to participate in ODP because it's such a different atmosphere. Everyone here is dedicated to the sport and supportive of each other, but also demanding, because we need to be good players and connect as a team.
It's really interesting because playing in front of all the college scouts and even national staff, you have to get used to it. So there's a lot of nerves a lot of the time, but obviously, hopefully they're going to play on bigger stages as they progress in their careers. And it's a great experience to be able to get through that. Obviously believing in yourself as a player and having confidence that you can handle that pressure.
There's no doubt that ODP was incredibly influential in my career. What I gained from ODP was, again, the sense of competitiveness, elite level that I didn't get playing at home, meeting players from not only just in my region, but across the country, and see how soccer was played in different places, and really to explore soccer in a way that I just couldn't do it on a local level. And it gave me a chance to be exposed to some higher coaching. and ultimately make my way to a youth national team pool and then onto the national team.
We're here because our daughter Haley, she has Down syndrome. She plays on the top soccer team.
So we're here today because my son Finn is involved in the top soccer program. He's a child with special needs, and we've been looking for good opportunities for him to engage with other youth and get involved in a positive environment and get some health and exercise.
It just brought her out of her shell. She loves to come here and participate in a sport that she normally can't participate in.
Allie's benefited from playing with top soccer because it allows her to interact with kids outside of school because she doesn't really get a lot of interaction with other kids. She also gets interactions with teenagers, she gets interactions with adults.
It's just nice to see smiles on everybody's faces, and they're always so energetic and fun to play with and fun people to just be around in general. I just enjoy the whole atmosphere.
Watching Finn participate in top soccer is it's really great. I mean, he's a child that struggles with socialization, and something positive and enthusiastic like this always gets him more excited and more involved with his peers.
So I'm a buddy here, and that basically means that I do one-on-one with the players and help them through practice. It's 2 hours on a Saturday morning where you just get to come out and have fun. You can help little kids play soccer, you can actually play soccer with some of the older kids, and at the end of the day, at least, you feel pretty good about you doing something for someone else.
I feel like the program matures me as a person, and it helps me be a better leader and teach them to be better leaders. So it's really matured me as a person.
Watching the kids be able to improve week by week and watching their parents enjoy watching their kids grow through that whole process is really great to see and motivating.
It's so much fun. It is just fun, and the kids are absolutely wonderful. The families are fantastic, and I see an impact in many, many realms, not just physically for these kids.
I think that other parents should look at this as an opportunity to get their children with special needs out in a positive group environment, get some exercise, develop some skills, and have a good time.
Good morning from beautiful Wilson, North Carolina, here for your U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup today between the Sting East and FC Kansas City. It's another beautiful day here in Wilson, North Carolina. A little bit windy today, but should be a good day overall for some more soccer. For the wind will play a bit of a factor today. Definitely a little bit colder than yesterday, that's for sure. We've got FC Kansas City in the all blue today, and we have Sting East in the all white. Looks like our referee's about ready to get play underway, and we're underway. Kansas City starts with the ball today. Had a chance to talk to both coaches this morning. Both were excited to get started with the day, both playing yesterday. Kansas City walked away with a 2-0 result, while the Sting East walked away with a 3-3 tie. So both having the opportunity to score goals yesterday, which is always good to start off the weekend. Looks like Kansas City will have a corner kick to start off here nice and early, just under a minute in. Blowing into this goal, so I'm sure this ball will curve in just a little bit more. Goes in towards the back post, and we have our first goal of the game. Great ball in towards that back post, and obviously that wind playing a bit of a factor. Looks like it just went off the chest of one of the players. What number we got? What number on the goal? 26? Looks like 26 got the goal for Kansas City. 26, Carolyn Chisholm. What teams are scoring? Kansas City. Yeah. Looks like we have a second goal scored here again. Correction on that first goal. Number 15, Rachel Legg. And that second goal was just scored from about 30 yards out. Second goal scored by number 10, second goal scored here again. Great start here for Kansas City. We're under 3 minutes in and already 2 goals up. Correction on that first goal. Kansas City has really been putting Sting under pressure here early. Let's see if Sting can get something going. Sting looking to keep possession. Can't seem to dwell on the ball for too long as Kansas City seems to be right there just to win the ball back. Sting back on the ball, looking to play it forward. They are able to find one of their forwards, but quickly giving the ball away. And Kansas City's on the attack with number 22. Plays ball wide to number 26. Carolyn Chisholm, who gets behind that last defender a little bit early and is on an offside position. Ball does end up here in the goalkeeper's hands. Looks like she'll have the opportunity to punt this ball out. That's number 3 in goal, Michaela Leal, coming out to clear that ball. Kansas City will have the throw in over on the far side. Looking to keep possession. Look to go through the middle of the field. Aren't quite able to keep it. Sting will take the ball away. Looking to play wide right. Stinger combining a couple great passes here, and unfortunately the ball runs out of bounds and will be a Kansas City throw-in. Good turn there by Lily Farkas, just not quite able to connect with her teammate. Lily Farkas is actually committed to the University of Michigan. And last year she was the NL record goal scorer with 14 goals. So we'll see if she can help out her team here today and maybe get a couple more and continue that record pace she set last year. And we got a cross in the box, and we have a goal for the Sting. See if we can get a number on this goal. Couldn't quite catch it. She set last year. Looks like that was number 26, Melina Peters. And we got a cross in the box, and we have a finish goal far post for the Sting. I think both of these teams are going to be very prolific with scoring today. Just going to come down to which defense is going to be a little bit better and able to keep the other team at bay from scoring. We are 2-1 in the 8th minute here of today's U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup. On our second day here in Wilson, North Carolina. Sting get back on the ball, looking to play the ball forward. That wind is definitely going to play a factor for the Sting this first half. If they're looking to play anything over the top, everything is pretty much going to hold up. I think that's going to kind of play a bit of a factor if Sting continue to look to play that long ball. Obviously, I think Kansas City is going to be able to deal with that a little bit easier if they do continue to play that long ball over the top. Kansas City on the ball here again, looking to play the ball forward. And it looks like we do have a player for Sting in an offside position, so Kansas City will get a free kick. Looking to keep possession, going to the center of the field. That's number 3, Evelyn Alejandra Oliveras. Looking to play inside, and number 7, Lily Farkas, who gets back on the ball, but it is defended away nicely by the Sting. But Olivia is quick back on the ball. Looking to keep the ball moving. Olivis on the ball, looking to play the ball in to right mid. who's going to look to play it in first time, and does, and beautifully headed away by the Sting. They're able to keep possession. Let's see if they can build out here. They are able to build out and play a ball in to their forward number 7, Caroline Havard, but just unable to connect as the center back for Kansas City comes across and clears that ball away. I think that the Sting are going to have a little bit more success in this first half. They're able to keep the ball on the ground and keep it moving. Obviously, that, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, that ball in the air is going to hold up just a bit, and I think it's going to give Kansas City a little bit of an advantage with the height that they have at the back. Free kick here for Kansas City. Looking to put something in behind. Which they do, the ball run across, but the goalkeeper for the Sting, Michaela Leo, will come out and clean that up. Looking to get their outside back involved, but just a little bit too far for Farkas there, who's unable to connect. Well, we have a little bit of they can play. U.S. Soccer would like to thank the following national sponsors and partners for their continued support of its teams, coaches, and players. Front Rush for their software for coaches, Major League Soccer, Nesquik, and Nike. We'd like to thank them for their sponsorship. Sting looking to keep possession here, going out wide right, looking to play the ball into the box. And again, that ball does hold up because of that wind. Wind is blowing from right to left on your screen. Kansas City looking to get him behind, playing the ball across the top of the box. Number 11 there, Taylor Reed for Kansas City. And we have a goal by Farkas, who was able to pick the ball up at the top of the box, take a touch out, and finish. Again, that was number 7, Lily Farkas, with the goal. Their screen. Kansas City looking to get him behind, playing the ball across the top of the box. Brianna Severins, number 11 there, take that ball down the left-hand side, play it into the box for her teammate. We have a goal Taylor Reed by Farkas, unfortunately tripped over the ball, who was able to pick the ball up at the top of the box. As that ball was bouncing around, came up to the top of the 18. Farkas was able to pick it up and finish for her first goal of the game. Decent run there by Sophia Stram until she was stripped of the ball by number 5 for the Sting, Ansley Jeffrey. Farkas on the ball again, looking to play the ball over the top into her forward, number 10. Kansas City looking to build the ball at the back. They do seem to like that long ball over the top for Farkas and Hamlin to try to get in behind. As I believe they are their two most prolific goal scorers on Kansas City. They look to try to get them the ball as much as possible. Farkas on the ball again, playing the ball out wide here to number 22, Taylor Dolt, who was actually committed to Southern Illinois University of Edwardsville. Looking to play the ball into the box, does, but it does go out of bounds. Something you're definitely seeing more in the game today is outside backs getting more involved in the play, looking to get up the field a little bit more and just providing that extra attack. It's definitely something you see at the higher levels if you get to watch the Premier League or UWSL, any of those leagues, even the national teams. You'll see that our outside backs are tending to get up the field just a little bit more. There was Farkas on the shot, but it does hit the crossbar. Kansas City looking to maintain possession, play it into the box. There's Madeline Hamlin in the center of the goal to finish that one home. I'm sorry, there is actually going to be a foul, and the ball's coming out. Another foul here against Kansas City. Stingler had had the chance to play the ball out. So back to the outside backs getting a little bit more involved. It adds an extra bit of pressure offensively to the defense when you get your outside backs involved. Now, obviously, you can be left a bit vulnerable if you don't cover properly and make sure that when the ball does break down that you're not covering in behind that outside back. But it's definitely a part of the game that has changed, and they are trying to get those outside backs a little bit more involved and look to get forward when they can. Here's Farkas on the ball again. Looking to switch the play out. Does through Olives. Kansas City looking to get the ball forward here again. Hamlin on the ball. Hamlin looking to get herself inside the box. It's a great tackle there, but does not stop Hamlin from putting the ball in the back of the net for her second goal of the game. Center back there for the Sting had a great first tackle, but Hamlin stayed with it, was able to take a touch out of her feet and finish beautifully towards that far post. Just past the outstretched arms of number 3, Michaela Leal. Kansas City looks like they've definitely come out to play today and aren't holding back. Lily Farkas on the ball again. Looking to play the ball over the top to number 11, Taylor Reed. Ansley Jeffrey on the ball. Looking to get something started here for the Sting. Looking to go on that left-hand side. Does look to play the ball into the box, and they will get their first corner of the game. Let's see if the Sting are able to make anything out of this. Ball goes towards that near post and gets cleared away by Kansas City. Hamlin on the ball. Looking to build out. Unable to connect there, but have done so effectively. Farkas on the ball, looking to get inside the box. Does, and earns herself a corner. Ball goes into the box towards the back post. Looks like number 1 Chloe Grubb was up for that one. And Madeline Hamlin is able to finish for her 3rd goal of the game, which gives her a hat trick on the day. 23 minutes into the game, and Madeline Hamlin has her 3rd goal. We get play restarted here. If you're just tuning in, we're about to enter the 24th minute, and we have a score of 5-1 to Kansas City. This broadcast today is brought to you by Torbo Sports Network. I am your host, Cole Orner. We're out here for this U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup between Kansas City and the Sting. Looking to get the ball forward. Ball gets played into Madeline Hamlin, who can't quite control it. Let's see if the Sting can now break. Number 13 there on the ball. Kaylee Swanner. Kaylee Swanner on the ball. Who played the ball into Ansley Jeffrey, who then laid it back to her center back. Kansas City looking to break away now. Looking to find Farkas. Farkas is going to take her space. See what she can do. And she takes an attempt on goal, but it hits the inside of the post and is able to go out for a corner. Farkas did a great job there of getting herself into a bit of space and pushing that ball across the front of the goalkeeper, but just wasn't quite able to tuck it in that far post. Looks like we have a couple substitutions here for the Sting. Number 11, Isabella Walliver. And number 17, Madeline Mason. Sting are looking to see if they can keep a bit of possession here. Number 6, Haley Pierce. Great turn there by Farkas to get away from pressure. Who looks to cut inside. Looks to find her teammate Madeline Hamlin. And Hamlin just is not quite able to control it, and the ball will roll back to the goalkeeper, number 3, Michaela Leal. Kansas City are doing a great job of, as the Sting have possession, they're getting numbers around the ball and are able to win it back quickly. The Sting really are not able to maintain much possession as Kansas City are quickly gathering, swarming the ball and getting numbers around it to win it. It looks like we're going to have several substitutions here in a minute for Kansas City. We did have to get a new ball in play as it got stuck behind the fencing back there down on the far left-hand side. Michaela will play the ball out, but it goes right to Hamlin, who picks the ball up, gives it to Farkas. Farkas looking to see what she can do. Finds her teammate, number 22, Taylor Dolt. Taylor Dolt trying to keep possession, but ends up fouling on that one. Looks like our substitutions are about to come in here for Kansas City. Number 99, Maureen Plas. Number 13, Haley Fabian. Number 8, Carolyn Nelson. Number 6, Number 7, Kellen Havard was trying to do something with it there. Was not able to maintain possession as Kansas City wins the ball back. Sting looked to get the play restarted quickly too, but quickly are dispossessed of the ball. Here's Lily Farkas on the ball again. Seems like much of the play tends to go through Lily Farkas as she is their number 1 player. As she tries to toe poke it over the goalkeeper, but just hits that far post and stays out. Kansas City looking to pull the ball back in the box. Does find Lily Farkas on the back post, who, again, can't find the back of the net. Lily Farkas is definitely getting her opportunities here these past couple of minutes, but she's hit both posts and has now hit the outside of the net. And she did hit the crossbar earlier, so she has hit all 3 posts. She's just trying to find that second goal of the game. It's a great tackle there by number 1, Chloe Grubb. She did well to step up and win that ball. Stinger able to pick the ball up at the top of the box, but just aren't able to do anything with it. Number 13, Haley Fabian on the ball. Looks to find her teammate in the center of the field. Looks like we do have a dangerous play here as number 9, Emily Yackley, was on it, playing on the ground. And she's actually committed to Creighton. So she'll be going there in the fall of 2019. As many of these players on Kansas City are juniors, there are a couple sophomores. We have plenty of college coaches out here today watching these players compete, looking to see if they can find that next star for their team. And what a great event for coaches to recruit at. They get to see a lot of high-quality teams play, high-quality players. It looks like we will have a substitution here for the Sting, number 12, Catherine Stoker. As I was saying, college coaches tend to use these events as great recruiting tools as they're looking to build that class. Obviously, we have some seniors playing out here and some other games. We have juniors, sophomores, freshmen. But college coaches are always looking to find that next star player to build their program. Kansas City maintaining possession, looking to build out. Chloe Grubb running through the center of the field. Looks like we'll have another substitution here, number 20, Savannah Hudson, checking into the game. She'll be replacing number 7, Carolyn Havard, as her half will be done. Looking to get the ball back on the floor, number 26, Melina Peters on the ball. Looking to switch the play out here to number 99, Molly Ploss. Molly Ploss on the ball. Finds her teammate, number 15, Rachel Legg. Kansas City are doing a great job of maintaining possession, looking to build the ball through the center of the field. They are dispossessed now. Good step there by Grubb. And that ball will run back to the goalkeeper, Leal. In the 34th minute of this match, first match of the day, we will have 3 more matches here. Leal does a great job to come across and clear that ball out. Number 17, Emma Willard, will check into the game for Kansas City. As you just saw, Michaela Leal came out of her box to clear that ball away. Something you're definitely seeing more in the modern game of soccer is the goalkeeper is becoming more of that 11th outfield player and is getting themselves more involved with their feet. The game has definitely evolved where the goalkeeper just tended to stay in their 18-yard box and just merely do everything with their hands, where now they are truly becoming just another outfield player and are being more active and playing the ball with their feet. Ball gets played in towards the back post, but Michaela Leal does a good job of punching that away. But it's definitely something you see more as you see Elena Weirmeyer for Kansas City coming way outside her 18, almost up towards that center circle, about 10 yards away. She's committed to Kansas State, but it's definitely something that goalkeepers have to do more in today's game, as the back four tend to stay a little bit higher during the game, so those balls over the top, that goalkeeper's got to be ready to come clear anything out and help their defenders out a little bit. Where before, a lot of times they just stay in the box and let that ball just kind of run out and let their back four deal with it. Those goalkeepers have to be a little bit more active, look to play the ball back to them if they can, and relieve a bit of pressure. And you'll see every so often the back four will be on the ball, be under a bit of pressure, just turn, play it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper will take a touch and look to play out. and it's definitely something that happens more and more in the modern game. Being a former goalkeeper myself, it's definitely something that I had to change in my game and be more active of coming out of the box and being that additional field player. And during training sessions, goalkeepers now will do a lot more with their field players, with the field players out there on their field, trying to get in some passing drills a little bit more and doing more drills with their feet and not so many things with their hands. They're no longer just that person that stands in the box with the gloves and looks to play everything with their hands. Now to keep on the ball there, number 13, Kaylee Swanner on the ball. Plays her ball to her teammate, number 26, Melina Peters, who forces the ball through back to the goalkeeper for Kansas City, Weirmeyer. Brenna Severin's looking to play that ball forward, but was stopped by a Sting player. Number 6, Haley Pierce there on the ball, looking to play the ball forward into her forward, Melina Peters. Madeline Mason for this throw-in, looking to find a teammate. Looking to play that ball into Savannah Hudson, who is fouled, so the Sting will have a free kick out wide on this near side. Madeline Mason will stand over this one, rolls the ball down the sideline to Haley Pierce. Haley Pierce will serve the ball in first time. Not quite where she wanted it, drops a little bit short, and the Kansas City are there to deal with it. Looking to play the ball out through Farkas. Farkas does a great turn there. Looking to slip her teammate through, stops, turns, tries to find Haley Fauben out there on the left-hand side, but is not quite able to. Here's Ploss on the ball. Ploss finds Farkas. Farkas turns, but is dispossessed by the Sting. The Sting will have a throw-in deep in their defensive half. See if they can get the ball out here. Looking to find someone to throw the ball into. Aren't able to find someone till now. But the ball goes to Kansas City, but is knocked out of play for another Sting throw-in. I think it'd be a good idea here for the Sting to just try to work that sideline and see if they can't just work the ball up the field a little bit. Especially in a defensive half, you want to try to work that sideline as much as possible and not throw the ball into the center of the field, as the center of the field is the most dangerous part, and we'd rather force everything out wide if possible. Farkas looking to play the ball over top, but can't quite connect, as the Sting defense is there to head the ball away. Farkas does another Maradona there. Looks to play the ball out wide is able to find her teammate, who crosses it in first time towards that back post. 13. And what a great goal there by Haley Fauban. Farkas picked up the ball in the center of the field, was able to play the ball out wide right. First time, plays the ball into the box. Fauban's there on the back post to put the ball in. Sorry, Falbian. That was well worked there by Kansas City. Farkas has really been the creator for most of the goals today, as she was able to pick that ball up in the center of the field, pick her head up, find her outside mid, who was able to cross that ball in first time. Fabian made her run in towards that back post and was there to finish. And we have a handball here against Fabian, and the ball will be for the Sting, who have a free kick about 40 yards out from goal. See where they look to play this. Probably towards that back post, as many of their players are standing towards that back post. They do. Ball gets knocked down. They step up, but the ball is over the goal. They're able to play the ball out wide here to Plus. Plus plays the ball back to her center back. Looking to play the ball forward. Farkas on the ball. Farkas cuts inside. Looks to play the ball over top to number back on the ball. Looks to play the ball wide here of Plus. Plus picks her head up, doesn't move. Looks inside, and Brianna Severance is on the ball. Fabian tried to play the ball in the first time, but not quite where she wanted to go, and it rolls back into the safe hands of Leo. Sting back on the ball. Ball there with number 11, Isabella Walliver, who plays the ball out wide to her right back. Lily Farkas again. Looking to play number 8, Carolyn Nelson in, but just too far for her. Kansas City are definitely looking to keep that ball either on the floor or play a little clip ball over the top into the forwards, as they seem to have a bit of pace up top. Lily Farkas on the ball is able to find Plus. Plus looking towards the center of the field for Severance. Severance taking her space, but is dispossessed. Farkas on the ball, calmly plays it across to her teammate. And the ball does go out of play for a Sting throw-in. Sting picked up the ball here, looking to take it through the middle of the field. Looking to play the ball forward, but Severns is there to block it away. Lily Farkas on the ball, looking to play it forward. Does find her outside mid, who cuts the ball inside, and we've got three runners in the box. Severns is there for the finish. That was number 6, Brianna Severns, on the finish on the back post. She did a great job to win that ball in the center of the field. Lays the ball off to Farkas. Farkas is able to find her outside mid. In number Kellen Chisholm has played several balls into the box today for goals today. She played that last one into Brianna Severns for their 7th goal of the game. It is halftime here in Wilson, North Carolina for your U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup between FC Kansas City and Sting East. We hope to see you back here for the second half. And we're back for second half action here in Wilson, North Carolina for your U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup between the Sting from Texas and Kansas City. Your halftime score was 7-1 in favor of Kansas City. I did have the opportunity to talk to Sting's head coach, Luke Dunstan, at halftime and just asked about a couple keys to success for his second half to hopefully get their team back in it just a bit. A couple of things he was talking about were ownership, just players taking a little bit more quality of their game and for their mistakes, taking ownership of them. And number 7 for Kansas City, Lily Farkas, has really been running that midfield for them. So he'd like to see his team just get a little bit more pressure around her, see if they can slow her down a bit and not allow her to have so much success here in the second half. And as well, he was finding that they're giving too much time and space to the players in the center of the field, and that's allowing Kansas City to get forward quicker and being able to find their forwards in behind, which is where most of the goals for Kansas City have come from. So he's hoping that they can just get a little bit more pressure around the ball, keep possession a little bit more when they do have it, but when they do turn it over, how quickly can they get pressure around it to not allow Kansas City to have so much time and space and look to get forward. He also stated that their outside backs are flying forward and looking to get involved in the attack, so he wants to see what they can do to try to slow that down. But when they do win the ball, how quickly can they counter and look to get in behind those outside backs to break the pressure? And I think that's where Sting's going to have a lot of their success, is this: once they do get the ball, how quickly can they look to keep possession and look to get in behind that space that's in behind those outside backs when they do get forward. And that's something, when outside backs do get forward, there tends to be a lot of space in behind them. So a lot of times, from a coaching standpoint, ways that you try to look to break it down is when you get the ball back is how quickly can you pick your head up and look to find one of your players in behind those outside backs, because there's going to be a lot of time and space there for players to get in. The Sting do have the wind now at their back, so they're going to have a little bit. That's going to be a little bit easier on where when they're looking to play those balls over the top, they're not going to hold up as much, and they will tend to run on just a little bit more. So that might be a little bit of an advantage for them. Where now Kansas City's going into that wind, so if they do look to play the ball over top, it's probably going to hold up just a bit, although the wind has died down quite a bit from the first half. Kansas City looking to get on the ball here. They do win it back and look to build out. Looking to play the center of the field. Number 6, Savannah Severance was on the ball. Are able to find their center back. Able to get the ball forward to Caroline Chisholm. I believe Chisholm had at least 2 assists in that first half. She did a great job of giving herself some space out there on the right side, getting herself all the way to the touchline, receiving the ball, taking a touch down the sideline, and giving her a chance to play the ball into the box for runners. And that was something that I saw in that first half that Kansas City had a lot of success of. They had a lot of players getting into the box when that ball did get out wide. Good tackle over there by Plas. That was Molly Plas over there at left back making that tackle. Lily Farkas for Kansas City is not in to start the second half, so that might give the Sting a little bit of an advantage because that midfield is not being run by Farkas as much anymore. So I think they should have just a little bit more they should have a little bit more success now through that midfield and hopefully be able to close down the midfield a little bit more when they aren't on the ball and win it back and look to go forward. Sting do have their first corner kick of the half here in the 51st minute. This ball is going to swing in a little bit more towards the goalkeeper, Weremeyer. Do put the ball in towards that front post. They are there on the back post, but Weremeyer is able to come up with a big save and keep the score line at 7-1. Weremeyer comes sliding out to make that save and put the ball back in her hands. Looking to release quickly, throws the ball over to the far side. But Kansas City isn't quite able to keep possession. Number 8, Carolyn Nelson, picks up the ball and looks for Hamlin. Hamlin isn't quite able to stay on it, and the ball goes into the hands of Mackenzie Leal. Sorry, Michaela Leal. The Sting have definitely had a little bit more possession to start off this second half. Looking to keep the ball just a little bit more. Having a little bit more success to that midfield as well. I do have a throw in on the far side. But Molly Ploss is there to head the ball back out of bounds for another throw-in. Defensively, Kansas City have very good shape and haven't been really broken down this today. Kansas City are doing a good job that when someone defensively steps across to take the ball, they're doing a good job of covering him behind. Stinger now on the ball. And they do win a throw-in. That's something the coaches are always looking for is pressure, cover, balance. You always want someone pressuring the ball and then someone covering him behind to make sure that that there is a bit of balance, and that if the ball does get past that pressure, there's someone there to help make sure that the attack doesn't get any further. That is no goal, as Carolyn Chrisholm gets on the ball again, crosses it into the center of the box, but they are in an offside position. Sting looked to get the ball started early, but I do believe, so it was an indirect free kick inside the 18, and any ball inside the 18 must leave the 18 before another player touches it. Stinger able to play someone there forward through. but are not quite able to get on the end of it as Weremeyer is there to clean it up. Weremeyer tries to drop kick, trying to keep the ball a little bit lower. It's always important for goalkeepers to have different forms of distribution. Obviously, the most common we know for goalkeepers is the punt, but that punt is not always effective, as a punt tends to go high in the air and drop straight down, and it is always difficult for the attacking team to really get on the end of it and flick it on to allow someone to run in behind. So sometimes, as you saw Weremeyer do there, she went for the drop kick. Drop kick bounces off the ground, and she's able to strike it. Royce is coming back up off the ground, and it tends to keep the ball a little bit lower. And for the attacking team, it comes in a little bit lower of a trajectory, so they're able to flick the ball on and get someone in behind. So Weremeyer, as a goalkeeper, you also have the ability to roll the ball out or throw it, or if they so choose, they can roll it out to their feet and look to play from their feet. But as I stated, it's always important for goalkeepers to have those different forms of distribution, as there are different times in the game where you need that different distribution to be effective as a goalkeeper. If you only have one form of distribution, your game is not as expansive, and you don't allow your team to have as much success. And that ball is going to roll back into Weremeyer's hands. Weremeyer here chooses the drop kick. As you can see, the ball does fly just a little bit lower. Especially on this windy day, you want something that's going to go a little bit lower, because something that tends to go a little bit higher is going to hold up. Olivas on the ball. Chooses to lay it off to her center back. That was number 15, Rachel Legg. Takes just a bit of too big of a touch, and Sting are able to recover. Sting looking to build here. Ball is with number 5, Ansley Jeffrey. Jeffrey lays the ball out wide to number 7, Carolyn Havert, who is in an offside position. Do have a kick coming out. Legg plays the ball out wide here to her teammate number 12, Meredith George, who looks to play forward, but the ball runs out of play for a throw-in. Legg is there, not allowing Sting to turn, is able to win it. Looked like Carolyn Havert took a bit of a knock there. Kansas City definitely has not been as effective this half. Not able to go forward as smoothly as they were in the first. And I think that's a testament to the Sting, who have come out and are flying around a little bit more, adding a little bit more pressure on the ball, and not allowing Kansas City to have as much time and space. I think... Oh, and here's Hamlin going forward, looking to start an attack, but it breaks down as the Sting are able to win the ball back. All of us looking forward to Hamlin, but Hamlin is in an offside position. She wasn't quite able to get herself back onside before that ball was played through. I think Luke Dunstan, the coach for the Sting, did a good job at halftime of talking to his team and letting them know that they needed to change a couple of things to have a little bit more success in the second half, which seems to be working pretty well for them. They haven't scored a goal yet, but they are doing a better job of maintaining possession, getting a little bit more pressure around the ball, and they have definitely taken more ownership of the game. Looking to find Chris Holm, but the ball just rolls a little bit too far, and Michaela Leal is there to pick it up. Kayla Leal chooses to punt the ball out. Ploss is there to head the ball, but Sting is there to pick up the seconds. Ball now is with number Ball is with number 7, Havard, but is unable to keep control, and the ball does run out of play for a goal kick. Goal kick here by Weirmeyer. The wind has picked back up here in Wilson, North Carolina. We're just over 15 minutes into this second half. Still 7-1 to Kansas City. The Sting do have a corner over on the far side. Again, the wind is blowing in towards the goal. It is going to be a righty taking this one, so it will tend to go back out away from goal, but will come back in with that wind pushing the ball in towards the goal. Sting will get a throw in over on the far side of the field. Looking to keep the ball in their attacking half, which they've done much better this half than they did in the first. They do get the ball into the box, but Legg is there to head the ball away. Chris Holm is able to pick up the ball, looks towards the center of the field to number 6, Brianna Severance. Severance is able to pick up the ball, finds Chris Holm out here on the right-hand side, and Chris Holm looks to take a shot, but it will go wide left. Chris Holm looking to get a goal for herself today, as she has provided on several assists. Sting able to pick up the ball here. Caroline Havard looking to play the ball over top, but can't quite get it through. Madeline Hamlin comes back for it. Does pick it up, plays it to Olivias. Ball's going to stay on here for Havard. Havard looks to cut inside. But George is there to win it. George looking to get forward now. Plays the ball into Chris Holm. Looking for that ball over top to number 26, Melina Peters. But Melina Peters commits a foul, and Kansas City will have a free kick coming out. Ploss on the ball, looking forward. Kansas City will have the throw in. George does a good job to step up here. Wins the ball. Looks forward to Nelson. Nelson looking for Madeline Hamlin, but ball just goes a little bit too far in front of Hamlin and is not able to keep it. They will, however, earn a throw-in. Sting looking to get the ball forward, but again, Kansas City is able to apply pressure around the ball and not allow the Sting to do much with it. Carolyn Havard on the ball, looking to play it out wide to her teammate. That was number 9, Juliana Robinette, but she was unable to keep it in. If you're just joining us, we're in the second half, going into the 66th. We're in the 66th minute here in Wilson, North Carolina, for this U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup between the Sting and Kansas City FC. Hamlin on the ball. She is dispossessed and fouled. Do want to take this opportunity. U.S. Soccer would like to thank the following national sponsors and partners for their continued support of its teams, coaches, and players. Nesquik for their delicious chocolate milk, Sunmade, and Target. Speaking of chocolate milk, it's a great recovery drink after games, as it replenishes a lot of the energy lost during the game. Sting will look to get forward here. Ball is played through. Weremeyer is able to come out and clear that ball away. That was Melina Peters trying to get on the end of that one. Weremeyer looks to roll it out quickly to George. George is going to take her space down the right-hand side here. Again, this is where Kansas City was very effective in that first half, looking to get their outside backs involved in play. Ball has drops for Chris Holm. Chris Holm looks to cross it into the box, but Stinger there able to clear it away and pushes the ball out of play for a Kansas City throw-in. Looks like shortly here we will have a couple substitutions for the Sting. We've got number 11, Isabella Wolliver, and number 15, Chloe Biss, checking into the game. Looks like Juliana Robinette and Layla Drennan will be done for the day. George looking to find Chris Holm out there on the near side, but unable to connect, and the ball will go out of play for a Sting throw-in. Number 15, Rachel Legg, and number 17, Emma Willard, are doing a great job as center backs of communicating with their outside backs and their center mids to keep everything under control and everything organized defensively. As the Sting are on the attack here, looking to get in behind Plas, who did come forward a bit, looking to put the ball in the box. They do. Another big save from Weremeyer, but unable to finish on the second effort for the Sting. Got several substitutions here coming in for Kansas City. Number 11, Taylor Reed will check back into the game. As will number 1, Chloe Grubb. Number 22, number 9, and number 4. Number 22, Taylor Dolt, will come back in the game. Number 9, Emma Yackley, and number 4, Sophia Stram. Sting will get the ball here. Number 13, Kaylee Swanner, will have a shot from about 30 yards out, but the ball does go just wide of the goal. Ball gets rolled out to Grubb. Grubb looking to play the ball forward, but Sting are able to apply a bit of pressure. Ball now with Stram. Stram looks to find Olivius. Olivius looking forward to number 11, Taylor Reed. Taylor Reed looking to do something with it. Crosses the ball into the box, but does go into the hands of Michaela Leal. It does appeal as though Lily Farkas has checked into the game as well. She'll be playing up top. So she was more in that center mid role in that number 10 in the first half. Lily Farkas will probably look to stretch the Sting a bit in this second half as she's come on. Look to provide a little bit of that speed and that technical ability that she has to get in behind. Here's Molly Ploss on the ball. Molly Ploss looks to find Farkas, and she does. Farkas is able to turn. Is able to use her strength and skill to keep the ball. And she stays on it, finds a teammate. Number 9, Strom.
Go now, Caroline. Go now, Caroline. Bella, move. Bella.
Ball run back here for Chloe Grubb to pick up, and she'll just wisely knock the ball out of play to relieve some pressure. Looks like we do have a player with a bit of an injury here in the middle of the field, and her teammates will help her off. Number 20, Savannah Hudson, will check back into the game. That appears to be Caroline Havard, who will have to come off. And there's a shot from the Sting, just wide of the goal. The Sting have had several opportunities this half, but Weremeyer's come up with a couple of big saves, and the Sting just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Number 2, Mackenzie Keffold was up to win that header. Reed looking to apply a bit of pressure. There's Strom looking to close it down. Savannah Hudson was there on the ball, but was quickly dispossessed. The first half maintained the ball. That was number 5, Ansley Jeffrey on the shot. Looking to see if they can release Farkas here. Sting do a good job of getting numbers around the ball, winning the ball back. Stram on the ball. Stram does find Reed out wide, who's then able to find Lily Farkas. Farkas looks to cut inside. Is able to beat 2 defenders, puts the ball on goal, but Leal is able to come up with the big save.
Savannah! Engage her there. You're running next to her. Engage her. Ainsley, up higher. Ainsley, up higher.
Are able to finally get the ball back on the floor. Molly Ploss over there looking inside to Olivas, but was not able to make the connection. So going forward now is number 26 for the Sting, Melina Peters. Melina Peters looking to make something out of this, crosses the ball in the center of the box, but no one is on that back post as Weremeyer comes across to clean it up. Foul going in. That was Ansley Jeffrey who was fouled. They do decide to play short. Number 10, Haley Funtas. Here's Farkas on the ball, looking to get forward. Looking to use a bit of that pace to get him behind. Looks to play Taylor Reed in behind, but she has strayed offside, so the play will come back. Good step there by Taylor Dolt, who looked to put the ball into the box. Taylor Dolt on the ball again. Good battle over there, but does commit a foul. Looks like we will have 2 other players here for the Sting checking into the game. Looks like number 4, Liliana Mejia. And number 12, Catherine Stoker, will be checking in. Now in the 81st minute of this U.S. Youth Soccer National League between Kansas City and Sting. It was quite the whirlwind of the first half, with 8 goals being scored, 7 for Kansas City and 1 for the Sting. Sting have done a much better job here in this second half of controlling the game and keeping possession. They have definitely had the better of the opportunities in this second half. Just have been unable to find the back of the net, as Weremeyer for Kansas City has come up with a couple big saves. And as well, Sting have just had a couple of their shots go wide. Coming out at halftime, they've definitely done what their coach has asked of them. Weremeyer looking to play quick, does find Taylor Reed, who then is able to find Stram. Stram is looking to take her space down this outside. Again, this is where Kansas City had a lot of success in the first half, getting those outside backs and follows. Olives finds the ball, does find Taylor Dolt, but Taylor Dolt again is offside. Offside can be such a close call. Any part of the body that can play the ball, so head, thigh, chest, leg, foot, any part of that body that is allowed to play the ball, if it is beyond that second to last defender, you are in an offside position. Offside is a bit of a funky rule with that second to last defender. Offside is a bit of a funky rule with that second to last defender, as there are times that that goalkeeper can be the second to last defender. If the goalkeeper comes up beyond one of their defenders and a player is beyond that goalkeeper, they can be in an offside position. Can be a bit of a tough call for the referees, as there's so many nuances and little things that they have to watch out for to make sure that the person is actually offside and is involved in play. So if the player is not involved in play and is just merely walking back to an onside position, but there's another player running from an onside position to get the ball, everything is okay. Kansas City looks to have the ball here again, looking to get Stram, their outside back, involved, who's looking to take the ball down this near sideline. Does, but is dispossessed nicely by the Sting. That was number 10, Haley Funtis, getting the ball back. Looking to play the ball over here, over the top to Savannah Hudson, who is in an offside position. Crow will put the ball down and play the ball quickly. She does find her teammate. And they look to play the ball forward to Farkas, but Michaela Leal is there to clean it up. Number 9, Emma Yackley, steps into that one. There's Taylor Dolt out there on the far sideline, looking to see if she can work the ball up the field. Ball gets crossed into the box, but it is defended away by the Sting. Yackley on the ball. Yackley's able to find Taylor Reed, who then finds Farkas. Farkas cuts the ball back, brings it onto her right foot, looks to put it across the front of goal. but again, the Sting are there to clear the ball away. Santa Hudson does well just to going forward. That was number 8 for Kansas City, Carolyn Nelson on the ball. Olivas picks the ball up in the center of the field. There's Grubb trying to do something with it, but does lose it briefly. And Kansas City are able to regain possession. We're now in the 87th minute of this match. Still 7-1 to Kansas City. Stram looking to find Farkas, does so in the center of the field, but Farkas is unable to keep the ball under control. And Sting will be able to go the other way. They do have numbers. Good step there by Grubb. They are able to find number 12, Catherine Stoker, but she has strayed into an offside position, and that goal will not count. We're hoping that game today, U.S. Youth Soccer National League matchup between Kansas City FC and Sting East Dunston. This game is being brought to you by Turbo Sports Network. Grubb does come into foul there at half. The ball forward towards Farkas for Kansas City. Grubb looking to clear the ball out. That's number 12 on the ball for the Sting, Catherine Stoker. But a better clearance that time from Grubb as she's able to clear her defensive half. Taylor Reed picks up the ball in the center field, looking forward towards Lily Farkas. Lily Farkas is able to get on the end of it, but she dribbles right into a Sting defender. Grubb is under a bit of pressure here and decides just to clear the ball away. It is knocked out of play by Sting, and Kansas City will have a throw in on this near sideline. Number 4, Sophia Stram will take this throw in. We'll throw the ball in, and the Sting will knock the ball out of play for yet another Kansas City throw in. Stram looks to keep the ball, but does commit a handball. So the Sting will have this free kick. Looking to go forward. It is picked up by Ansley Jeffrey, who was able to find someone on the far side line there. Ball does fall into the box for Catherine Stoker, who isn't able to get quite enough on it, and Weremeyer will easily pick that one up. She looks to throw the ball out. finds Yackley. Yackley will turn. We have hit the 90th minute of this matchup today, and the referee will call an end to this. Your final score, Kansas City 7, Sting East 1. We do want to thank you for tuning into this U.S. Youth Soccer National League match today, presented to you by Turbo Sports Network. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day and tune in later for additional games.